All right, hands up. Who can't sleep after they get home from a night shift? If you are a night shift worker and you are struggling to fall asleep once you get home from a night shift, stick around because this video is going to talk about the 7 reasons why you are probably not sleeping after night shift and what you can do about it. Is that your bedroom is just too bright. And the problem with having a really bright bedroom is that the sleep hormones that's in our brain called melatonin has a really tough time doing its job when it has any detection of light. Go and buy yourself some blockout blinds or buy some good quality curtains that block out as much light as you can. You'll probably find if you don't buy completely blackout blinds that you'll get some light that still seeps in that will continue to tell your brain that, hey, look, I'm not really that tired, don't really want to sleep, even though you're utterly exhausted. So what you can do is to wear an eye mask. We absolutely love this particular eye mask from Swanwick Sleep because it's big, it's gorgeous, and it's made out of silk. What I love particularly about this eye mask is because it's bigger, it blocks out the little light that sneaks in, particularly around your nose. So I find when I wear this, I am getting 100% light blockout, which is exactly what we want. So step number 1, and probably why you're not sleeping, is because your room is just too bright. So get on the blackout blinds, check out this eye mask, which I'll link in the description below this video, and try to get 100% blockout in your bedroom. Now, reason number 2, you're probably not going to love me for, but we are drinking coffee or caffeine way too close before we need to go to sleep. Now, coffee or caffeine generally can stay in our system for up to 12 hours. So what the experts have recommended is that between 5 to 6 hours before you intend on going to sleep, swap your caffeine around for something either decaffeinated, if you were into that. I personally don't like decaffeinated coffee or tea, but if you are, choose that. Or some sort of herbal tea which doesn't have any caffeine. The other option that I highly recommend is simply ice water. Drinking ice water at night, I don't know why it's so powerful, but the energy hit that I get even just drinking ice water is comparable to what I would have if I had caffeine. So I know it sounds boring, but honestly, ice water is the bomb. So I drink this Beast tumbler, which we've talked about on other videos, and I absolutely, as a tea drinker myself, I absolutely need this before a shift. But 5 to 6 hours, count back. When your shift finishes, count 5 to 6 hours back, and that's when you should stop drinking caffeine and switch to something else. Okay, reason number 3 is that our bedrooms are simply too hot. When we sleep, our body naturally cools, and as night shift workers, we make this natural process often much more difficult than what it needs to be. We put on extra blankets, we turn on electric blankets, we wear fleecy, beautiful long sleeve pajamas. We're doing all the things which help increase our body temperature when in fact we actually want to cool our temperature when we sleep. That's not to say we shouldn't have a nice warm shower before we sleep. I highly recommend that. But when we actually get into our beds and the environment that we sleep in, it should be between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit if you're in America or you talk Fahrenheit. If you're in Australia like me, we talk Celsius, so it's between 16 and 19 degrees is what our optimal temperature when we sleep. So have a look at your own environment, your own bedroom, and think how the reasons, are you waking up too hot, first of all? And if you are, what you can do to cool yourself down. Now, reason number 4, why you might be having a tough time sleeping when you get home from a night shift is this little guy, your phone. For most of my life, I've been probably like the rest of you and have been charging my phone next to my bed. before I go to sleep, I like to have a little scroll on social media, see what everyone's doing, check out the news, and just sort of doodle around for half an hour or so, maybe more sometimes. But the problem with doing that is twofold. First of all, the light that we talked about earlier is keeping that melatonin, our sleep hormone, it's keeping our sleep hormone awake. Even if you are totally exhausted and you're using your phone as a wind down, getting your body ready for sleep, it's actually doing the complete opposite. So the light is the first problem. The second problem is that it's a huge distraction. And if we're trying to train our body into getting into a restful state, it's so busy looking at people on vacation, what someone just named their new puppy, blah, 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 all this other stuff that's going on in the world. It's distracting our thoughts from actually going to sleep. So I know for some of you, you will be like, there is absolutely no way that I can charge my phone outside my bedroom and not be within an arm's reach of this thing. So I urge you to reconsider, and even just charging it just outside the bedroom so it's just far enough away that you're not tempted to touch it. But if that is work in progress, the other alternative you can do is to wear something called blue light blocking glasses, which is these guys. These glasses, we've talked about them many, many times on our channel, and I'll link a video above which you can check out the review that we've done for these particular glasses. But I honestly cannot now go to sleep, even when I'm working day shift or on a day off, and not wear these glasses. So if you're new to these, what these glasses do is they block out the blue light, which is being emitted from your phone, the light in the microwave, the light in the fridge, all these different lights that are keeping that sleep hormone from doing its job. It's blocking that. These particular glasses from Swanwick Sleep, which is the same brand as our eye mask that we spoke about earlier, these block out about 99% of the blue light, which is amazing. The idea of these glasses is to keep them on for about 90 minutes before you go to sleep at night. Keep them on when you're brushing your teeth, reading your book, scrolling on your phone, having your breakfast, anything. So the minute you get home from a night shift, pop them on, and it starts to allow your sleep hormones to do their job, so then when you eventually do get into bed, you don't need to lay there for half an hour, 45 minutes, allowing your brain to sort of wind down and get into the sleep routine. So, tip number 4, try to charge your phone outside the bedroom. If you can't, or this is a work in progress and you just need to trial it for a few days, try wearing these blue light blocking glasses every single night when you get home. We highly recommend Swanwick Sleep, which we will link in the description below this video, and you can check them out for yourself. Tip number 5 revolves around our stomach. We're either skipping breakfast altogether because maybe you had a break too late, or we're doing a little sneaky stop at a takeout or fast food, McDonald's, Sonic, any of these places on the way home, getting yourself a sneaky breakfast, eating it probably way too fast, not giving your body enough time to fully digest these foods before we're laying flat in bed, expecting ourselves just to miraculously fall asleep. So as night shift workers, we have to find some sort of happy medium between eating fast food and not eating at all. The foods that we recommend is kiwi fruit, oats, hot milk, walnuts, plus a whole bunch of others which we talked about in a post which I'll link below this video, that will not only help you fall asleep, but will stop all that, the stomach rumbling, will stop the bloating, all these things that we sometimes feel as night shift workers trying to sleep during the day. So for tip number 5, take a look at what you currently eat or what your eating routine is between finishing work and going to sleep, and seeing what sort of modifications, things you can remove or add or take away to give yourself the best chance at falling asleep after night shift. Okay, tip number 6 may seem a little harsh, but as night shift workers, we need to prioritize sleep. And I know I have been caught out many times getting home from a night shift and I start watching a movie, catching up on the Netflix doco or series that I'm obsessed with watching. You start to clean the dishes, maybe even vacuum the floor, putting on a load of washing, all these things. Taking the kids to school is a whole separate thing and you need to do what you need to do. But I'm talking about maybe when you've dropped the kids off from school or those who don't have children responsibilities that day, to focus on going to sleep within an hour of getting home. Or think about what you currently do when you get home from a shift. Like, are you watching movies? Are you going to visit a friend's house? Are you going shopping? Even are you going to the gym? I know we've talked about exercising after a night shift and that works really well for some people. So if you've found a routine that works in terms of exercise and you find it actually helps you get to sleep, stick to your own routine. But if you're finding that it's having the opposite effect and you're getting home and you're wired and you actually can't go to sleep, then maybe we need to look at an alternative for you. So that is step number 6, prioritize sleep after you get home from night shift. Set yourself an alarm. Don't get distracted on social media. If you need to set an alarm, even through an app on social media, to say you've been on there for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever, half an hour, have some sort of point for yourself that says stop, put the phone down, turn off the TV, stop the game, and go to sleep. Okay, the last reason why you probably can't sleep when you get home from a night shift is because your brain won't stop. It's probably thinking about the shift, the things you did do, didn't do, things you forgot to do, things you forgot to tell the next staff member about. I know what it feels like for your brain to literally feel like it's on fire when you get into bed and you can't stop it. So what do? We could listen to adult storybooks, podcasts, meditative music, white noise. We could try a very short bedtime yoga routine, stretching, having a warm shower, having breakfast, getting your environment in order, so making it cool and dark. All these things may help to shut your brain off a little bit. We've also written a post about the 13 unusual reasons that you probably haven't heard of to wind your body down and to help you sleep, which we'll link above this video. But our advice is not just to lay there. Don't lay there for hours on end, simply looking up at the roof, trying to wind your body down sort of naturally. I think if you've been there longer than half an hour, even 45 minutes, get up, but to keep the house dark. Don't go and open up all the blinds. Don't turn on all the lights. Keep these glasses on, your blue light blocking glasses, keep them on for the whole time. So you might go and do the dishes. If you need to fold the clothes, do something like boring, mundane sort of task that, along with these glasses, just gets your body sort of into a sleeping mood, and then try to sleep again. Make sure your room's nice and cool as well during this period, because if you're too hot, like we talked about before, you'll have a really tough time going to sleep. So that's the final reason why you might be having a tough time going to sleep. Your brain's too active, so start to put things in place. Try something new that can help relax your brain and to distract you from your previous shift or what you've got to do tomorrow. So that's it. They're the reasons why you're probably having a tough time sleeping when you're on night shift. Try these 7 tips. Let us know in the comments below this video what works for you, what doesn't work for you. If you want more night shift tips or anything about being a healthier, happier shift worker, that is what we are all about at theothershift.com. So check us out, subscribe to our video, give us a thumbs up, and we really look forward to putting out more videos to help night shift workers like Dan and I live a healthier, happier life, because we know that it is possible.